My name is Mr. AnderSiN. This is the Wednesday, December 19th edition of the Indie News. We're coming to you live this afternoon at 11:18 a.m. for those watching it live. This is going to be our new time slot. We're going to go over that right now. We're changing a lot of things on the site the last couple of weeks because we really want to give you a more professional and more user-friendly product. We're going to do quality over quantity. We're kind of going back to what we did originally in the first 2 years. The third year where we expanded into doing trying to, advocate more often for things. It made the site kind of clunky. So we're taking a look at how we do things. We're limiting the amount of reshares on anything. Even if it's an important project, we're not going to reshare within 5 days. And that's going to be the rule for anything. And we're being mindful of that. We don't want people to feel like they're getting their mailbox spammed. And we want people to generally be excited when they get an email from us that, hey, this is new content. So that's why we discontinued the art of the day. We are going to still have some throwback threads just to have you guys have something, but they're going to be very limited. We did some cosplay this past weekend. That were a couple of them just to test if people wanted cosplay or not. But I would expect to see one cosplay done a week now on the weekend. You'll have one cosplay from the past. The idea, again, is less is more, and we want people to focus on because we have a pretty big library that you guys can search through at any time on your own. So while it does help when I'm busy at shows to have these reshares go out, it doesn't necessarily benefit the readership of it. And I've always said I'm not a fan of worrying about how many hits we get in a day, and I seriously don't worry about that. I'm worried about content. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be focusing on content. And with that in mind, we do trade off on site hits to do some of these amazing videos. And here's our program. And I stress to you right now that this is the programming that I will be directly in charge of, whether I'm doing it myself or pass it to someone to do. And I'll explain what that means in just a second. This is what's coming directly from us. We are looking for submissions from other creators. If you guys want to do a weekly show on your own YouTube account and want us to then share it, we already do that with El Bandito and the Power of Love, which comes back in January. We have Brian K. Morris's show, clever titled Pending, and never mind the furthermore, currently scheduled to play throughout 2019 on our platform. I don't know if clever title Pending is going to stay on it. We might just go with the never mind the furthermore. And only because I think he'd said something about he wanted to change it to be part of his particular site. Plus, I think he wants to do a YouTube show that I want to try to help him with, where he'll be doing interviews. So we're excited about that. There are other people I want involved. Like I know Nick Mack had said something about adding it. So this is for you guys. I'm throwing down the challenge. Who wants to do a weekly show from your point of view? Now, this is what we have scheduled. And I've condensed down and tried to make the most powerful shows. Doesn't mean we won't have specials, but this is what I'm looking to do. All right, so and this does not take into account something on the weekend I might do special. This is commitment. Now, one of the things I want to commit to are times. It's not always easy for me to get the times down, but I'm committing to try to do it because I think that if you guys know when to tune in and if you have news that you want to drop in the comment section, you'll know when to show up and see me. So here we go. This is the 2019 schedule. Of course, we might change it. And I'm always transparent with you guys because I want you to know what's going on with the site because I want you to feel like you can use it. And again, viewership, if I have one person who views this and we've advocated for a person and it leads to someone getting support, then everything we've done is worth it. I only aim for one view a day that helps someone. And I think we get that every day. I think most of the times we get one view a day, one site view, one video view, that helps bring attention to a creator, and that's the goal. And anything after that is bonus. So here we are. We're working on a 2019 program schedule. So far, here's what we're at. Monday night, Chuck does the news at night. He's going to get the first week's night of news. That Mondays are usually big on content. Like I'll update a lot of content on our site. and we'll change around the site a bit with Kickstarters that have gone off over the weekend. And we switched to our next week of shows, which is already preloaded now, which is going to make everything a lot easier. So we're excited about that. And every Monday, you're going to get a brand new list. And hopefully we can get creators into the mindset, well, I should be telling him, or indie advocates, you should be telling us a week ahead. So this week's Kickstarters and next week's Comic-Cons will become the theme, because we want you guys to tell us a week in advance. So on Monday, when we send out that notice, people already know where you're going to be. Of course, we'll add someone in until the last minute. And we'll go over that in just a minute. So we're going to have a daily news program at 11 a.m. every day. That includes Monday, and I'm going to add Friday. It does not mean that I'm going to always be here and behind a computer screen. For those who know, due to a back injury, some of these schedules are hard for me to keep just because I never know how I'll feel. But I could always go live for a couple of minutes on a video, even if I'm laying in bed. You guys might see my ugly face. Maybe I'll use my iPad to get around doing it. But I'm going to commit to an 11 a.m. And if I can't do an 11 a.m., I'll go early or a little later, but I'll let you know. So we're changing that up. I want you guys to know that there's going to be an 11 a.m. Show. And 11 a.m. seems best for the news only because it lets people know about what's going on during the day. And the night news never got as many views. We were doing it at 7, and it was kind of cool because people knew we were doing it at 7. We built a viewership. It doesn't mean we won't necessarily go back to 7. It doesn't mean that I won't necessarily do a news brief at 7. But as a committed thing right now, we're going to try 11 a.m. So I want you guys to know I'll be here at 11. 7 gets funky because, especially with Jack's being in school and running around and other things that I have going on in my life, at times 7 seems a little harder right now with Jack's in school than actually 11 a.m. does. So 11 a.m., here we come. Wednesday nights, we're moving Kickstarter Talk back to 6:30. So tonight at 6:30, tune in for Kickstarter Talk. We'll be live. Wednesday or Thursday, depending on the con start, and this is what I was talking about, the Comic-Con forecast. So we're going to try to have Comic-Con forecast filmed Thursday mornings, but if we have a show that's starting Thursday morning, we might go live Wednesday night. So that might be the difference in it. And also, if we get it Wednesday, maybe we could share it more. We're going to play that one by ear. Because we're on the show on Kickstarter Talk till with 6:30 on Wednesday, it's kind of weird. I don't want to overprogram a day. Plus, it gives a person an extra day to tell us where they're going to be, and you'd be surprised how often we don't find out till Thursday. So I would expect more Thursday shows and a rare Wednesday one, especially maybe if I'm traveling for the Comic-Con, and I might have to do a Wednesday one just to get it filmed. Figure Wednesday nights on that in that case. But it will be mentioning throughout the week. That's one of the things we're going to be talking about now in the news program is we will be talking about giving a quick look at the forecast, telling people where it's at. That's something I'm going to be adding in personally. Even if I have to commit it to memory every week, it'll be one of those things. Even if it's just where the shows are, that's pretty easy for me to commit. And I can send you to the site to see who's going to be there. Thursdays will either be a creator talk, which will be an interview program with me and creators, 1 or 2, or we're bringing back the 7 Deadly Sins. And that's depending on the guest and how the format is, but we'll have a Thursday show. The Thursday show will not have a time slot because, of course, that's going to be difficult with creators and the times I might have to move it to help with the creator and all that. So that's not necessarily going to be something we fully commit to on a date because it's an interview program and sometimes you have to go where the guest can go. So, but I'd like to see a Thursday program and beginner. This is all beginner on in January, and we're implementing some changes right now, obviously, and it's exciting. It's exciting to do this. I'm going to do my best. I want your help. I want people's help to get this done. I want you guys to do your own shows. I want you to be feel free to bring in your own shows. So we got to look over this week in indie comics a bit. I've been negligent with it, but only because I've been kind of playing with what I want to put on the This Week in Indie, because it's no longer in our menu. So you can only find This Week in Indie here. So you guys can see it had the Comic-Con forecast for last week. So we can go in and just as a way to keep things cleaner, we're gonna just have the more pertinent things. So obviously we're gonna pull this out. Charboil we're probably gonna pull out at this point because we've given it a week or two. You Create Comics will stay. We actually want that to stay just a little bit longer. It is here, but it is still brand new, so we'll let that go and let that run. And this is, this is just going to be pertinent stuff. The Autistic Jedi, I think we're going to be removing, just because we want to keep this current with This Week in Indie stuff. They are our affiliate. It's not about anything other than just trying to keep things a little more organized. And again, they're here in our affiliate section, so there's that. So there's a lot of content here. So that's why we're keeping it. And then you'll have this little portal here. They'll give you the newest Kickstarter talk and all that. So expect that to be updated in the coming days. Now, as far as I can tell right now, doing the news with you guys today, we do not have anyone saying they're doing a show. And you guys get some awesome, a little preview of some awesomeness from Marcel Dupree. And that's for Harpies too. And we're going to go to my page real quick. And we're going to see if anyone actually talked about doing a con this week. So let's see. Something cool, Gotham City Pizza. Gotham City Pizza will be a sole provider in Central Florida for retailers for the Argument's first ever solo variant of Art Gem collectibles. So they're going to be the ones to cover that, just as a heads up. Look at this amazing work by Satine Zilia. I can't wait to see that colored. And follow White Widow on Instagram. You can do that right here, right now, by just coming onto my page and checking it out and doing that. All right. So not all my videos, like for you guys who are wondering, I don't always put my videos on our site. I usually go by viewership. The more views it gets, the more likely it is to make it there, and the more positive feedback. So look forward to that. And just talking about covering up tattoo and getting new tattoos. Nothing serious there, but let's see. Brian K. Morris made a cheery holiday one. A new friend I just made. You guys saw him. He was at Acme Comic-Con with me. And let's give him a listen.
Here. And bam, there we go. Everyone, Joel here again. And excited to show you the most recent shipment that we got in from Kraken Print. So let's get this set up here. And bam, there we go. We've got the Dust County Chronicles Ashcan edition. This is the first full color printing of the first two stories of the Dust County Chronicles. It's amazing quality. And we also have in the back here, we have a preview of Dissecting a Friend in Me, which is a supplementary project that goes deep into the creative process of the Dust County Chronicles, panel by panel. So it's a very unique kind of artist edition that dives into how the comic is made. So this is really cool set. And as you can see in the bottom corner here, it says limited 1 of 50. So I've got a box right here. There's only 50 of them. Be sure to come down to the Acme Comic-Con at Acme Superstore this Saturday, the 15th of December, and come out early to get your copy.
I'm just going to share it with our group so you guys can watch this video again and see what they're all about. And I actually didn't think they'd stop the video doing that. I forget Facebook can't do two things at once.
looking forward to see you guys there. And I'm excited to help spread the word about the Dust County Chronicles.
Now that guy is a pitcher, man. When you're at a show with him, you see his energy, the way he talks about things. Great energy. Someone that is gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the near future. So, and a lot of the older stuff that we've been doing, you might not necessarily see. Like for a while, we've definitely advocated for the autistic program, but we won't see as many of that. You won't see as much as the veteran's wife. And the reason that we backed off using the veterans program, for the record, had nothing directly to do with the veterans wife program itself. In fact, it had to do with the reverse effect. People began to ask why we weren't doing other ones, and it became well, what veterans program is better and which one does more. And I didn't want to get involved in that. I'm a huge supporter of the veterans, and I did not want it to become something ugly. And I felt like some people were approaching us and wondering why we were doing the veteran's wife, why we weren't doing this project or that project. And we're a comic book site, so I didn't want to start putting every veterans thing on here. And it's weird. I want to support everyone, obviously. You want to support everyone. But again, you know, looking at it, I don't want people to feel like, because I know how emails are. 90% of the emails I get, I don't read, because they're just someone trying to promote something and over promote it. And I don't want to do that to you guys. You know, we tried it last year. Of course, you have to try new things. We didn't like how it was. We're going back to a more linear, not sharing everything all the time, but sharing it in important ways. These videos are really what we think are a great way to go forward. So hopefully you guys agree with us, and we'll see that. So you're not going to see as much as this repetitive stuff. And instead of doing available in indie previews, the separate books, we're going to just have a thing that talks about what's on indie previews. Maybe we'll do a show. It's one of the things I've been kicking back, like taking a look at the different things on site. What's on site? Maybe we'll start doing it during the news and showing you guys what's on it. I want this to become exciting and new. So I don't want the site to be, because just for the record, one of the reasons I've seen this being a problem is that when I see the show talked about on the news, you know, I realize that we have a lot of stuff that's just old news, and Chuck struggles with that. I'd rather us really focus on some new stuff and be excited. That's even why we went ahead and we made the indie news, which I use now for the news program. So when we're doing news, I don't get all that other stuff. Ooh, that reminds me. Damn it. I actually wanted that link. It's actually why we came here. So I want to give him the link so he could see that he was on the show. All right. Let's copy the link. All right. So here we go. Indie news. And we'll let that load well. Here we are. We'll leave him this. All right. Cool. Oh, no, that's not it. Never works right. All right, so now you should notice that when you do the indie news, that you don't see necessarily the same stuff. I wonder why that showed up. I got to look at that one, because that one shouldn't have shown up there, which is odd. So that's a throwback thread, and the throwback thread should instantly be going here to the news. We'll have to look at that. It's not a big deal. It's just tuning something up, because the throwback threads are going to the news channel instead of somewhere else, and that's fine. We'll do a throwback thread thing, and that's good to know. But yeah, in the future, you won't see that as much. I know it seems like a boring video, and I apologize for that. There'll be a lot more exciting in the future, I assure you guys, because we're going to be doing some new cool stuff. And that's the whole point, to make this more of an exciting program for everyone. I want everyone to be engaged. I want to hear everyone's news. But I also like to let everyone know what's going on. That's why we're making these changes during a slower period. You know, we know it's slow now. We know that people are dealing with family stuff, and everyone's doing their own thing right now and getting ready for the holiday. So we've been experimenting as, creatively, some people have taken a step back and are enjoying the holiday. And you even see it like in life, like there are less people at the gym right now, everyone's obsessed with the holiday. So this is the perfect sweet spot to fix up some things in the background, which is what I've been happy to be working on. But so that's the basic stuff that's coming on. One of the things that I will show today, I don't know if we actually have a Comic-Con forecast for you guys. Let's see this week's. I don't think we had anything preloaded for this week. Obviously, I got to clean up this week. But I'm trying to... I don't honestly think we had anything for it, to be honest with you. Let's see, 2018. So if you're ever curious, you guys can look up all the different categories that we go off of. The site was categorized over the last 2 years very specifically, so you guys can see a whole bunch of different things and just even randomly look at something. But here we go. So we're going to look at the 2018 Comic-Con Highway. Just going to move us over here. I wonder why Wayne's thing wound up there. He's not part of the Comic-Con Highway. I'll have to fix that one, get off the air. Trying to see if we have anything loaded for this. All right. Sometimes I have to go all the way back to find it. So go to page 12. And that has to do with how we numerically handle these different Comic-Cons. There we go. Here we go. It's getting there. It's getting there. I promise it'll be worth... Well, it might not be worth it this time. All right, let's see. So we've covered a lot of Comic-Cons. All right, December 21st to the 23rd. Here's the Comic-Con forecast for this week. And, that's what we were looking for, to see if anyone actually told us that they were going. So every Monday I do this. So we got to look for Monday's thing. I think Monday was the 16th. That's funny. That's worth watching this show. I thought that was, whoever did that, well done. Well done. All right, so this is Monday. So first thing Monday morning, Baltimore's winning. Baltimore's going to be our next top con. That's cool. We're going to upgrade them. So we voted on all the top cons. We recently removed Wizard. Wizard was taken out, Wizard World, because not only negative feedback, but a lot of people thought it was unfair that they were getting votes not on a particular show, but all shows together. So they were replaced. They didn't have enough votes to a singular show I didn't think was going to overtake anything. So we put it back up. People could have added Wizard Worlds particularly, and they didn't. I don't think anyone added Planet Comic-Con. Nope, no one added an option. So I think we'll call it as Baltimore. And it wasn't a huge turnout, and I didn't expect it to be. It's a filler, and again, this time of the year. And for those who don't know, I do a show every morning called the AM Confession. I actually skipped this morning. I woke up with my throat hurting. So it's not like I commit to it, but I'll do it when I'm driving Jax to school, basically. All right, so some coolness from Chris Med. Okay, so where is it? Should have been like right here. Oh, wait. I think I'm going over. Here we go. Kickstarter's news. So here we go. Let's see. Sean Delaney said, my oldest daughter, Alex, delivered our first grandchild, Rick Booker Wilkins, on Thursday. Very cool. Endured early, about 3 weeks. Several other complications in TIFF, and I have been back and forth from their apartment to the hospital all week, which has been really challenging, but her and the baby are out of the woods, and hopefully she'll be coming home tomorrow. Very cool. I'll be editing an upcoming political satire for YouTube in brief moments between all the other fires. Well, good luck to you, Samuel. And all right, so we have something for Cape Con. Let's see if Cape Con is actually this weekend, and then we'll go. So Brian said he's going to Cape Con. Didn't say a date. All right, so this is one of the most annoying things. If you guys make a group about your See, like, there's nothing here. I don't know what Brian see, like, and it's not Brian's fault necessarily. Well, hold on, let me see. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Nope. So nothing. So I come here, I don't see a date, I don't see anything. Only thing I see is a picture of some dudes and some cosplayers, and still looking for a venue for the 2020 show. So don't do that, guys. Don't make me search for things. I hate things. At least Brian gave me a link, so that's I can't cite him for that. I appreciate the link because a lot of people don't even bother to link. And we'll ask Brian what's going on with it and see if he knows. But yeah, I don't think there is anything else going on. This we didn't put it on the site. And again, going along with the whole quality thing, I don't think this is easy enough to read. So I'm asking them to make it something that we could actually understand. I really can't get that. I know it's clever, and I'm a big fan of doing unique stuff, but this is hard to read, and I don't want to put things on the site that are hard to read. So we're going to raise the quality of things too, and ask people to raise the quality. Some great quality from the Sylvester and the stuff he does in the realm of spirits. He's got some great artwork, this man. All right, so. And we'll be doing Kickstarter talk later today. Yeah, that's it. No, nothing. So we'll go over it real quick to the convention scene, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I've been blabbering on for a bit now. There is a Mumbai Comic-Con. That's it. And then next week, there is a Annabelle Virginia show at the Annabelle Fire Station, and then in New York, Ontario. Oh, North York. Sorry. See, I'm a New Yorker, so I instantly thought that said New York. Yeah, the Toronto Comic Book Show, but yeah, it doesn't actually have anything right now. It's going to be a slow couple weeks. Ace Comic Con. I think there's some people already going to Ace Comic Con. D-Land, I never actually heard back from the D-Land people. I guess they don't like me. It's a shame. Because it actually looked like a decent show, but no one ever got back to me. I hate shows that don't at least answer your email. I've had shows answer their emails to me like 3 days before, and they're desperate to fill their tables, and I usually never say yes. Unless you're like a C2E2 or New York Comic Con, don't expect me to even attempt it 3 days before a show because you're desperate, and let alone pay full price for your table because you couldn't fill it. If I send you an email weeks ahead and you don't bother checking your emails, or you don't take my email seriously for any reason, then don't bother me 3 days before the show. Again, I thought I sent them a message. I gotta send them a message again. This was canceled. So this is not, as far, unless they know something I don't know, because I keep going to this link weekly, almost hoping that there'd be I didn't even like Paradise City, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't think there is. You know what we could do? We could look it up. Let's look up Paradise Comic Con and see if it actually shows up with anything. All right, Paradise Comic Con. Nope. It doesn't show anything. All right, here's the Paradise City Comic Con. Nope. Nope. So that's officially gone off the calendar. But yeah, January looks like it's going to be slow. I will be here at the Central Florida Comic Con. So I'm excited about that one. And this is going to be, oh, it's not one of those bigger maps. So if you're in Florida, it's in Lakeland, which is between Tampa and Orlando. So for me, it's actually not that even that far. I'm trying to see if they actually have guests. I don't see the guests here, but I think they actually do have guests. This is the funding center. So this is the, they got a whole space. They have a room, basketball courts, a little bit of a refreshment stand. So I'm assuming we'll probably wind up being in the actual, oh, there you go. So yeah, I guess they can move the court off the ground. Maybe it goes into a different part of the building. It's got one of those collapsible ones. Looks like a good place, though. Looks like an interesting place. It's had like a car show, apparently. I feel like I've been there for some reason. It could be my niece's cheerleading, but it looks like a cool place. I look forward to it. It's my first show officially of 2019 in the calendar year, not just my 2019 season. They've apparently had some sort of Star Wars themed extravaganza there. Apparently, Liberty Tax Service. So, yeah, could be exciting. All right, I got way down the rabbit hole on that one. Let's see. I don't see any guests yet. So one thing that always makes me a little nervous is, oh, here we go. Follow us on Facebook. So I'm sure that they've announced something on Facebook as far as guests go. All right, here we go. Justice League, of course, huge fan of that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mad TV. Uh, Bob Layton's going to be there. Very cool. See who else we got going on. Power Ranger, Blue Ranger. I feel like I should know his name. I don't know why. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I remember hearing this. So Eddie Munster's going to be there. Guest re-announcements. Stanley Conley. The cartoon artist been in a number of projects, including The Middle Age. So he's going to be here. That's cool. I don't think. Okay, so here it is. Daniel Govar. Okay. That's why I don't know him, but I remembered seeing that. Something about Rick and Morty right there. The Sarah Richard. I guess she's worked on Rick. Yeah, Rick and Morty. Very, very cool. And oh, there we go. Guest announcement. The voice of George Lowe, Space Ghost, is going to be there. Great guy. There we go. Celebrity. We're going to have Deanna Troy being there, and that's it. It's going to be the show. Hopefully, it's a good one. It's a first-year show. Prices weren't bad. I think it was like 100 a table, maybe 125. It's a good starting off point for my year. This January, I only have the one show. I wasn't even supposed to be on the road in January, but I didn't want to get too rusty being off the road. And it's being at Acme over the weekend. And Acme is a funny show because Jax likes to run around and we more go to hang out. I try out my pitches and I get to meet people. And we have some opportunity with Acme that we're going to be talking about the next couple weeks. So look forward to that. So I'm going to wind up wrapping up the program now. I think we've been on way too long. But I do want to talk about the Advocator. So the Advocator is coming to you guys this weekend. This is not an official cover. It's not showing the picture. This is not an official cover, but it is something to give you an idea of what we're looking at. Great stories, launching Friday. Reason it's launching Friday, this is the winter edition, if you guys can see the screen. Winter starts Friday, so how exciting is that? I should actually see what exact time winter starts. Because, you know, you have that, I think it's solstice, if I'm not mistaken. Start time. Let's see what time it starts. Solstice. See, I was right. All right, so oops. No, I don't want your guide. Where's the little cross thing that lets me cancel this? There it is. All right. So winter begins at 5:23. That doesn't sound right. I mean, I'm sure it's right, but it's like, wow, that's late in the day. But yeah, so 5:23 on Friday, officially winter begins. I don't think we'll wait till 5:23, but you can find us on Friday, and that's the big news. So this Friday, you can get your copy of the Advocator, and we'll be updating the site to have a direct link to it because we're cool like that. We'll put it over here. The Advocator itself, which now talks about the development of it, will actually maybe even do a big thing at the bottom, like a whole line. Get your copy of the Advocator now on Kickstarter. So expect that. That's it for now, guys. Submissions are still open for issue 3, by the way. So we look forward to having you be part of the team in future issues. And back at now, it is the wave of the future. I will talk to you all later at some point.